Welcome to the new Wabu Order Podcast. I go by the name of Wabu. Today I got a special guest with me coming straight out of the Star City, 808 Ray. What's happening, bro?
What's good, Wabu, man?
I'm living, man. It's been a long time. I was just telling my partner, I've been trying to get you on here for at least a year.
Word.
So
we here now, man.
Definitely. We already locked in. So coming out of a small city like Roanoke, Virginia, right?
Yeah.
What made you want to start producing? What brought that to you?
It's crazy because the song that really made me want to start producing, it had to been either Bonita Applebum or Scenario.
Hold on, you a baby. How you know about Bonita Applebum?
My pops, man, my pops always bumped Tribe.
Yeah,
growing up. He always bumped Tribe.
Good selection.
And me being as young as I was,
Tribe got one of the best albums ever.
Yeah, ever.
In that Mirage.
Like Tribe is my favorite group of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So me being as young as I was, I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it was Tribe. I didn't realize it was Q-Tip. I just realized what is that music in the background that they're rapping over? So as a kid, I always wanted to know what that was. So growing up, I just learned and figured out how to do it, and then I figured out. I said about.
Now hold on, how did you figure out? You just got a Fruity Loops?
No. My sister's friend, her name is Shane. She introduced me to Fruity Loops when I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
So once I got introduced to that, I was and it brought me back to okay, all right, I can chop samples on this. Yeah. Not knowing when I was a kid that they was rapping over chopped samples.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. So Q-Tip is a major inspiration to me, starting to do beats. Q-Tip and Lex Luger, because at that time when I was coming up, Lex Luger was coming out of Virginia. He was the hottest.
Virginia got the biggest producers, the hottest producers.
I will say
in
that.
the rap game. Yeah. Period.
We do, man. It's
from Teddy Riley, Timbaland, everybody.
Danger Hands,
I forgot. That's crazy. I forgot about Danger
Bink,
Hands.
Can't forget about Bink.
Bink.
Bink
is super underrated.
He's a GOAT, man. I don't even know if he's underrated.
You don't think so?
To me, Bink is a GOAT, bro.
I could dig it. I could dig it. So you started with the Fruity Loops, right?
Yeah.
How did we get here? How did we get to 808 Ray?
Man.
What was the next step from the Fruity Loops?
Man, it's been Fruity Loops since then. So my junior and senior year in high school, we had an electronic music class.
Word?
But that electronic
what high school you went to?
PH, went to Patrick Henry.
Oh, okay.
So shout out to Mr. Havens, man. Yeah. He taught me a lot of foundations in that class. And what he taught me, the class ran through Logic at the time. So
right.
I was learning Logic. At the same time, I would bring my laptop in and have Fruity Loops open while I was learning Logic at the same time. So I was learning two DAWs at the same time. And then when I would leave his class, I would go into history or math class. I would always sit in the back with my laptop open because at the time you could have your laptop open for points taking your notes, but I was never taking notes. I was just have my little earphone, little like this, have my earphone in my ear. I'll be making beats pretend I'm taking notes, but I'll be making beats in the class. So
well, your mother and father gonna jump on you now to hear that story that you wasn't listening in class.
They already jumped on me about that. They already jumped on me. But yeah, so that's how it came about. So I once I learned how to do it, it was just I wouldn't say smooth sailing, but it took off from there.
So took off. What you mean by taking off? So then. Now you doing all these beats for these big name art
No, so when I say take off, my senior year in high school, my pops, he had a good friend, my uncle, my mentor. His name is Wayne Hancock. He goes by Rain's the Messenger.
Yeah, y'all know Wayne.
Yeah, so
he better not say nothing. That's what.
So at the time, Wayne was in Philly,
Yeah.
So I'll never forget this day. It was one day he just came back to Roanoke just to like visit fam and everything. So my pops came to pick me up from school, and Wayne was in the car, and my pops was like, "Yo, Wayne, my son makes beats. You got to hear this. Like, you got to hear it." So
Yeah.
you know, I'm being all shy and in my shell and shit. Like, so you know, I play him, but Wayne actually is messing with the beats. So he's like, "Yo, man, like, long story short, I want to take you under my wing. Like, you, like, your stuff is nice." So after I graduated, man, I'm working 2 jobs at the time. I'm working at Big Lots, and I'm working at an electronic contracting company. So I'm like repairing all the tools and stuff, cleaning out all the trucks. So I'm doing all of that and going back and forth from Philly. 2 jobs. I'm working 2 jobs and going back and forth from here to Philly, linking up with Wayne and just like,
that's dedication right there.
Yeah, like learning the game.
So Wayne is teaching you
at that
certain
time,
things.
No, for sure. He still
Wayne
teaches.
is a talented dude though. Wayne is talented.
He's an MC. Yeah. He can sing his ass off.
Yeah. He don't know what he talking about with basketball.
No, he do
and all type of things, but he a talented dude.
He a Pacers fan, and I respect that.
Yeah, man.
I respect that he's a Pacers fan.
Yeah, he's crazy with that.
Nah, for real. But you know, he's well versed. He's super wise. He's taught me a lot of things coming up, especially like when I was first getting my feet going. So, you know, I'm up in Philly, you know, being an intern while working 2 jobs. So
being an intern at like a record label in Philly?
No, not really like not like a record label, but you know it was a studio with my homeboy Scott and Ali and everything. And the crazy thing is now, while I was interning for them, you know, they producing for big name artists.
Oh,
and
okay.
So now I'm producing with them, with the big name artists.
Oh, okay.
That, you know, so it all came full circle. So, you know, that's all glory to God, man, for real.
Wow.
So
I ain't know Wayne was a part of your journey.
Yeah, very intricate part of my journey, man. Like,
so you going back and forth to Philly from Virginia to Philly, right?
I'm taking the Greyhound and the Megabus.
Okay.
But
what's going on? Like, how's it? Is this like now starting to roll? Like you starting to sell some beats or?
Locally a little bit, but I wasn't like really on like that. So me and Wayne chilling in his living room, and so I'm scrolling on Instagram. So I'm like, "Yo, Wayne, So at this time, I know who Cool and Dre is. Like, I watch Dre's interviews, I watch Cool's interviews.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm watching the classic video of Dre in the A room in Miami with Rick Ross before the walls was even put up. So I know exactly who they are. So
you just stunning on me. You said before the walls were put up in the studio. I ain't never been in there. So you why you had to do that like that?
It's a classic video of Dre and Rick Ross on YouTube, or like Dre playing beats for Ross.
I think I seen that. I seen that.
So like
and now they just put a wall up there or something?
No. The whole vibe is been decked out for years now.
Oh, word.
Before I even got there, it's been super decked out.
Yeah.
So like I'm watching that. You know, I'm watching those videos. I'm watching Lex Luger make beats. I'm watching a whole lot of producers.
Yeah.
I'm looking at classic Dilla videos. Like, Dilla's a top producer to me that I look up to.
Yeah. He was fire. Yeah, he was fire.
You know, the greatest ever.
Yeah.
So, you know, me knowing all of that and me going on Instagram and Twitter at the time, my Twitter and Instagram was just straight producers and artists. That's all I followed.
Yeah.
So at the time I was following Cool and Dre. So, you know, Cool put up a post called Beat Talk Tuesday, to where he goes live on Instagram and he critiques producers' beats and stuff. So I'm chilling in the living room with Wayne. I'm like, "Yo, Wayne, should I do this? I don't know if my beats is hard enough yet."
Yeah.
Like, and Wayne was like, "Man, put that shit up, man." Like,
Don't doubt yourself.
Put it up.
Yeah.
So I put it up. First time I didn't get no response. Second time I didn't get no response. It was.
Was you hurt like from the first and second time?
I wasn't too hurt. So at this time where I'm putting beats up, I'm doing beat battles and stuff, and my beats is solid because I know my beats is solid because how I make beats, I compare it to like when I did it, I compared it to like how the shit sound on the radio. So I'm like, all right, my shit is there, but it's not there.
Yeah.
So I'm doing beat battles. I'm like losing in the first round. It was a beat battle I did, man. I lost in the first round.
Where, like in Philly?
No, here.
Oh.
And that shit hurt me. So that shit made me go harder.
Yeah. I can dig it.
So after that, I'm just grinding, working 2 jobs, going back and forth to Philly, making beats whenever I can. On my lunch break, I wouldn't even eat lunch. I'd just be making beats on my lunch break.
Yeah.
So, after about a year, Cool finally played one of my beats, and he was messing with
You been putting it the whole time, sending the beats?
Yeah, just sending beats. So after about that, after about a year, Cool finally heard one of my joints. He's messing with it. He's like, "Yo, man, send me your number, man. Keep flooding me. I fuck with it. So I keep flooding him, and then bam, I get a placement with Ken Jones.
Oh, wow.
Ken Jones, super dope.
Yeah.
Just like the illest, one of the illest I've ever heard.
Yeah, like, Ken Jones is real talented.
Yeah. So I get a placement with him. Then after that, the Currency placements start coming in, and then after Currency, I'm riding in. It's after church. I'm riding in the family van. We're going to Golden Corral, and then Dre calls me. He's like, "Yo, man, we got a vibe with Khaled. We got Nas on that joint." Wow. So prior to that, I'm in my bedroom. I'm flipping the sample for that, not even knowing that that's the sample that Khaled was looking for. I already made the beat. The beat was already made.
Wow,
and
that's
then Dre,
that's some Dre, destined for greatness type stuff.
And then Dre hit me, was like, "Yo, we need a sample. We need you to flip this vibe." And I'm like, "I already made the beat. I'm just gonna send it through." And the beat was already, and they loved it. So fast forward back to when I was in the van, I got the call about Nas. I'm done. We all screaming in the van, going to go.
You and the fam.
Yeah. We all screaming in the van. And so after that, it took a little while, but they flew me down to Miami. I was only supposed to be there for like a week. Just get some studio time, cook up some beats with them. But, I was like, man,
like. Hold on, not to cut you off, bro, but we skipped a little part. And this is the biggest thing I like to talk about. Yeah. The business. Did you have to go get a lawyer and stuff for these contracts before when you started doing the beats for Kent Jones and Currency? At the time,
I was just so headstrong.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm here. I gotta get my foot in the door.
Yeah.
So, the contract came after that, but I had good people behind me that looked over it. So everything's straight. Like I
know you come from good stock, so that's what I'm saying. Because I want other young kids, especially coming out of this area that's trying to be producers, know you have to get your business right.
Yeah.
Before anything, because you could be on unsung one. It's talking about you made somebody millions and you only got $10,000 out of
still
it.
In the trenches.
Yeah.
So So the business was straight, man, on both ends. So after that Nas album Done hit, I went to Miami for like a week. I was like, man, I can't go back right now. I gotta stay here.
Yeah, of course.
They put us up in the hotel, but after that week we was in the hotel, went to the studio. I was like, man, I'm just gonna stay at the studio. If that's cool with y'all, I'm just gonna stay at the studio. So
I know they like, yo, what's up with dude?
But
you grinding.
Like I shit, slept, showered in the studio. Like I lived in the studio for like 3-4 years. Just grinding out. Sleeping where I could. Because studio hours they go.
Yeah.
So if I could sleep in the booth in the A room.
But doing all of that, you networking, you meeting people now, right? Because you always, I know they keep saying like, who the light skinned dude always in the studio? He make beats, whatever.
Yeah, because like I'm there, like I'm right here where everything's going on. So why would I leave?
Okay.
So that was my mentality then.
your style, do you consider yourself a producer or a beat maker? Because you know it's a big difference.
I don't even know if I would call it a difference, because a beat maker is still a producer just because he's not in the room. Because you can send in a beat and not be in the room, but everybody in the room goes off of what you sent.
Yes.
So it's like the melodies that they sing, the bars that they write, the flow that they do is still based off of the beat that you sent. So like for me, it's like I don't like calling people just beat makers. I don't like limiting them to that.
I can dig it.
Now
I can dig it.
Now, I will say it's better to be in the room and give your input and give your take on the record.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, people still go off the beat that you send.
Yeah.
So that
makes sense.
Yeah, like that's why producers get writers credits, because we construct the melody that they write to in the beats. So
that makes it all the way better, just being in like, nah, say it like this.
Yeah.
Hum or whatever you're gonna do it like this, rather than you not being there and it might not go the way you want it to go.
Yeah. I mean that definitely happens too.
Okay.
So it's always better to be in the room, but I'm never going to discredit somebody that just makes a beat and send it off. That's just not me.
I got you. So, all right. Going fast forward, right? You grinding in Miami 3-4 years in the studio. You living in the studio. When does so that Nas joint already hit? So when do that Beyonce joint hit?
Man, that came in like,
because that's a joint that kind of changed everything, right, for you.
That joint came in like 2018, early 2019.
Like what? Somebody from her team called you? Like how?
Nah, see, Cool and Dre flew over to Paris, and this is a little side note. You got to get your passport. Got to get your passport. You need your passport, because me and my homeboy Smitty Beats is an incredible producer, engineer. We do a whole lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
So we didn't have our passport, so we was working from the studio and sending stuff off to them while they was in Paris.
Wow.
So that's how that came about. Like it got to a point like we was on the roof of the studio making beats because we just had to get out the room.
Yeah.
So it's like that's where 713 came about. So I did 713. I did have a 713 in the studio, and then I was like, man, I'm just gonna go outside, catch a different vibe.
So you knew that was for Beyonce already?
No,
or
I didn't.
You just making it?
Yeah. I was just making it, and so I finished it on the roof. We sent it off, and then a couple weeks later, we got word like, yo, we've been in, we've been doing our thing. We've been playing y'all's beats. Everybody in the studio in Paris has been coming in our room, listening to everything that's being played from our speakers. And for me, that was like, damn, like, I would never thought I would have heard anything like that in my life. Like, craziest feeling ever.
Yeah.
That feeling right there was crazier than getting the Grammy, because it's like.
So for that joint you got a Grammy for that.
They got a Grammy for the album.
For that Jay-Z and that Beyonce and Jay-Z album.
For the whole, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
so like that feeling right there. It was almost like a validation, like like our beats is fire.
Man,
crazy.
So, and you still young, so you got way more to come. What's some artists that you would love to work with? Like who is some
to work with? Man, I would love to actually like work with Nas in the room, man. It's this artist named Comethazine that's really, really dope, and like he's in the trap scene, but I really like his flow. Man, of course everybody want to work with Kendrick.
I could picture you working with Kendrick and Cole.
Man, it's so much going in my head right now, man.
Yeah,
like it's a lot.
Yeah, you gonna get to work with all of them. You gonna get to work with all of them. Now coming back home to the Star City, when you first came back off that high horse, and you came back home. How was the feeling? And did people act funny?
I ain't nobody act funny. It was all love.
I could dig it.
And it felt great, doing, just, receiving all the love from the fam. And it's like because prior to that, it almost made me feel like a superstar because I came home and they gave me a day in my name.
In Roanoke City?
Yeah.
Where? What day is that?
July 6th. July 5th, the day after Independence Day. So
is 808 Ray Day.
Yeah.
Oh, word. I ain't even know that. 808 Day.
So
wow.
They came home, man. My mom had called me while I was in Florida and was like, yeah, Joe Cobb, he been talking to me a lot. He wants to give you a day for, everything that's been accomplished. So, at first I felt like, I think I'm too early in the game. I don't know if like it don't feel right.
Yeah.
But, my mom, she really convinced me to, come back up.
Now you deserve it.
No, I appreciate it.
You deserve it.
Yeah,
but,
so, it felt really good, man, to be loved by everybody coming back.
But as far as the local scene, like the local hip hop artists here, I seen one. That's what made me contact you at one point. It was times they were saying that you wasn't reaching back out to do music with them, but it was people that were shutting it down, like that knew you. Like, nah, y'all got to reach out to him. He's like,
I mean, it's like, man, if you just come at it, ain't even got to be me. It can be anybody. If you come at somebody like and send me some beats. Like, man, I gotta get to know you, bro.
Yeah, I can dig it,
bro. I gotta get to know you. So if I got 20 DMs saying send me beats, I can't like reply. Like, can't get.
And to keep it real, who are you? Like you know what I mean? They just telling you send me these beats. Who are you?
Yeah, it's like
you not telling me nothing about yourself.
Yeah, it's like
you just want me to send you beats.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't even go that far, but it's like it's so much talent here, man. Like.
It is.
We just gotta link up. Let me hear your music first, so I can know what you want, so I can send you the proper things. You feel me?
So as far as Virginia or basically here in Roanoke, who's some of the artists that you feel is fire?
It's this kid. I actually linked up with him about 2:00 this afternoon. His name is Drew Famous.
Drew Famous, fire.
Dope, fire.
I gotta check him out.
Fire. He got it, man. He got it. He got the beats. He got the engineering. He got the voice. He got the bars. He got the flow.
He got beats and he rhyme?
He dope, man. He's dope.
Drew fire.
Drew Famous, my homie Tommy. I just got off a call with Tommy last night. I'm doing his. I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm EPing his new album that's coming out right now.
Okay.
So Tommy's super dope. It's this kid named Ari, producer cat. When I did the producer camp at the Jefferson Center last year, he was one of them that really stuck out to me, and he's been in constant contact with me since then.
Okay.
So Ari's a really dope producer.
So that's how you giving back. Actually, you did a producer camp.
Yeah, I did.
So I didn't know nothing about that.
I did a whole producer camp last year, around last July. Actually, it was the start of it was on 808 Ray Day. So, I dedicated that to give back.
Yeah,
to the youth coming up.
Yeah. So, that's crazy. Yeah. You did stuff with like Tay the Truth before?
Tay, man, I know Tay since we go way back to high school, man. So, I'm
Tay was one of the first local artists that I interviewed.
Yeah.
On this podcast. Shout outs to Tay.
Yeah, shout out to
And
Tay.
he used to tell me about you. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get in touch with him. Tay was like, dude, I was like, man, he acting funny. Tay was like, man, he ain't acting. Just keep hitting him up. And, and I told you about the whole story and everything.
I just don't talk much,
Yeah. But, damn. I know you hit me with that, you did that camp thing.
Yeah.
For the kids. How many kids was in there?
Had to been like 10, 12.
That's and it's straight producing and engineering, showing them how to engineer or something.
Little bit of engineering, but it's just mostly producing, man. So I'm heavy out of FL, so we taught them a lot of how FL runs in that class. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's crazy. And
yeah.
so in the future, where do you see yourself? Where do you see 808 Ray?
In the future, I see myself, having people under my wing. I don't have anyone under my wing yet.
Like a production company?
Yeah, yeah. So I see that, and in the future coming up.
Yeah, that. And this beat tape, I forgot to talk about that. What's going on with that?
Man, that was a vibe. Again, influenced by Wayne. He was like, man, you gotta start putting out beats.
So what is it? Just like a tape and this?
It's
like tracks of beats.
Yeah. I'll call it an instrumental album because it's not just beats slapped together. I put a whole theme to it, a whole construct to it. Like if you listen to it and you listen to how the transitions go, the astronauts, they go out in space. A malfunction happens with the ship. They get caught in space. They doing what they can to do.
That just happened too, right? Recently?
Man, I'm not even sure.
I think that just happened. They was trapped in space or something like that.
Not even sure, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
This is something that's been on my mind for a while. And I had it sitting for a while. And so, the last track on it, you can either, how the music is, you can either say they made it back home or they didn't make it back home. That's up to you. That's the whole art in the tape. So like people could just rap over that, or I mean, if you want, you still gotta pay me because it's still out there. But I mean,
of course.
You can rap over it all you want.
Yeah, okay. So, instrumental album. I ain't hear one of those in a while, so I think that's something ill, like to bring back for producers, like. And that's sort of like giving back too, to the rap community, because like kids who can't afford beats or whatever,
you just put stuff out. You can get your bars off on the tape if you want.
They got hooks on them.
No, it's just
no hooks, just straight
beats. Straight beats. So like what inspired me to do that was really Dilla and Madlib, because they did that a lot and put them tapes out a lot. So I'm like, damn, I want to do shit like that.
That's crazy. But shout whoever out you got to shout out.
Man,
getting ready to close this off.
Shout out to God first and foremost.
Definitely.
Because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. My parents, my family. Shout out Wayne. Shout out Cool and Dre. My boy Smitty. My brothers, sisters.
Yeah. Your brother's a dope artist too.
No, he's super dope. Shout out Bryce.
His brother's a dope artist. He's gonna be on the podcast too. Yeah. Dope artist.
He go by Art by Bryce, man. He did the Nipsey portrait that went viral. He did Wale's, not this album that came out, but his last album. He did the cover art for Wale's album.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got the portrait of Nipsey. This isn't the one that went viral. He did a whole mural of Nipsey on 11th Street here.
Yeah.
But the one he did before that, with the tear coming out his eye, went like viral. Like people tried to like steal his art, put it on shirts and pillows and stuff.
Wow.
So he had to get that right.
Yeah.
He's dope, man. I'm super proud of him, man. Like, for real.